Good morning, dear students. Welcome to science class. I hope you all are taking good care of yourself. Today we are going to start chapter number 11, friction. In previous class we have seen the activities related to friction. So let's start. All of you know that to move on a cycle you have to pedal it, right? And you know very well what will happen if you stop paddling. Obviously the cycle will be stop out, right? And as paddling for providing force to the cycle to make it move, and when we stop paddling the force ceases to act and cycle stops after a short while. Similarly, in another case, if we push a heavy bookshelf, it does not move. In starting, what happened to the force you applied? Do you think? How could a force act on an object and show no effect? Similarly, we walk very carefully and with a firm step on a muddy road after rain, right? And you change your bathroom slippers when their sole gets rubbed out. So, why we do? So the answer of all these questions is the friction. So in this chapter we will try to answer what is friction, how it acts, and why about the friction. So first of all, what is friction? Friction is actually a force which acts opposite to the direction of the motion. Now you will understand that when you are stopping paddling the cycle, the force of friction opposes the movement of the cycle and hence the cycle stops after a short while. Again, when we are pushing the heavy bookshelf, it does not move because the friction opposes the motion. The friction is larger, and in order to overcome friction and make the bookshelf move, either a large force is to be applied. So we shall discuss later. But how can moving of heavy object be made easy? First, let us understand friction a little more. So we can say that friction is actually an evil of all motions, as it opposes or restrict the motion, or we can say that it is a natural force restricting the relative motion of two surfaces in contact. It is a force that pulls a moving object in the opposite direction of the motion, and it is a force that slows down motion and dampens the energy. It can transfer the energy of the moving body into heat energy and sound energy. For example, many times when we rub our hand against each other, so the hands become warm up, right? And to light a matchstick, we rub its head on the side of the matchbox. So heat is generated and the combustible material on the head of the matchstick starts burning. Similarly, the bouncing ball does not bounce at the same time every time, at the same height. It is the friction due to the ground that dampens the energy of the ball each time it hits the ground. So the loss of energy is transferred into noise, some heat and some energy transferred into the floor. So these are some examples. Friction between two solid objects is often referred to as dry friction.